Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Real Women, Real Purpose talk show. Live in the On Purpose Woman magazine and global community page. And I'm just making sure I'm not going to be distracted over here. I keep doing that. I haven't quite figured out how to not do that, but I'm working on it. I'm Kathryn Yarborough, and I'm your host today. And I'm one of the two hosts of the On Purpose, I'm sorry, of the Real Women, Real Purpose talk show. I'm also the global facilitator of the On Purpose Woman global community and creator of the Manifesting Clients Academy. And I'm here today with Bessie Estonactoc. Estonoctac. She coached me on how to say it.
It's
And so when it
okay.
came out
It's
of
a
my
ma-
mouth, I was like, that wasn't it. Bessie Estonactoc. I think I did better last year when I interviewed you, Bessie, and you didn't even coach me. You're like, oh, you're fine. Okay, did I get it right the second time?
You got it right. Thank
Okay.
you. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. We're here to talk about how to say goodbye to chaos and stress. And if you do not know Bessie, you are in for a treat. I've known her for several years. She's one of the sweethearts on the planet. She's a spiritual coach, teacher, and healer. That's what she's doing these days. It's not always what she's done. She also has a master's degree in counseling psychology, and she has 20 years experience as a former licensed therapist. So she brings all that wisdom to her work. And over the years, Bessie has worked with many women who were successful in business, but their personal lives were filled with pressure and chaos and lots of balls that they were juggling. So now she's here to share with us how those of us who were doing this, which is what I was doing just a couple minutes before we started. I don't even think I do that, but she caught me. And so that we could feel more peace, more calm, and empowered in all areas of our lives. So Bessie, welcome.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Yay.
Yay. Thank you.
So, besides me and rushing, and this may be a really good example, me rushing and not giving myself enough time just in the 5 minutes right before we were to get on Zoom for this interview. Is that a good example of the type of things you're talking about for women, or do you have some other examples for women who
I
have
think
this?
that's a well, first of all, you rebounded back very easily. So, so
I'm trying at least.
yeah, well, I think life is just busy for women that are either working, in a company or women entrepreneurs. And I mean, I know that I go through that as well is making sure that, like, for example, preparing for this interview, um, I I made sure that I was really checking in with myself, that I was grounded enough, and that I gave myself some time to meditate, to create my intention, to breathe, and just ground myself. And I think that's important because when you do that, then you can move forward in whatever project or whatever you're doing with more clarity. Because then, mistakes could happen, or, but of course, we always can rebound back. But, mistakes can happen, and that's okay. But I think in order for us to really create the intention and the energy to be focused on whatever we need to do, we have to prepare ourselves in our mind, body, and spirit. And I think that's really important. Yeah.
So that sounds like it's one of the things that you work with your clients.
Hmm.
Is that
Yes.
correct? Okay. So
Yeah.
would I be someone like me who's just going like this and just like it's not my norm? Am I a typical client, or do people that you work with often have more habitual stress? What do you mean by women that you're talking
Yeah.
about?
I think more women who have more habitual stress. So if it's if every day stress is a part of their lives and they are actually living in a stressful um, life pattern, it's affecting it could affect our body. Stress affects our body, in many ways. Our health, for sure. I mean, I've have women who have some, health issues because of stress. And so if it's habitual stress, it takes a toll. It definitely takes a toll on the mind, body, and spirit. So I work with women who really they're successful. I mean, they're making, good money with the work that they do. But, with work, you have to be on task, right? It's important for you to be able to perform what you need to do in order to achieve your goals. But it's the stress in that it's making them hard for them to really be grounded enough within themselves to feel good about their day-to-day living. And when it's habitual, it spills over to their personal life,
Mm,
and their relationships as well. So stress is huge. Stress
yes.
is a big factor, and I think it's important to be able to learn how to be in touch with yourself enough to know when you're not grounded enough to find the tools to be present with yourself, to be more calm and peaceful.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's interesting, this whole thing that happened in the 60s and before that, when women got it inside of themselves that, hey, we don't want to be stuck at home. We want to go out into the world. We want to contribute other than raising families, which of course is a beautiful contribution and really lovely when both parents are fully participating in that. But I know I did not want to be stuck at home. I have one child and I wanted to work. And that balance, that how do we do all the stuff that's needed at work, plus all the stuff that's needed at home, plus care for ourselves, plus possibly be in a relationship. I mean, how does anybody do
Well, I've been there, done that.
that?
And I think that's why I do what I do, and that's why I'm passionate about doing this, because could I share my life experience
Yes,
about that?
please do. We
Okay,
want to know about that.
okay,
Yes.
okay. So, as you know, I was a former therapist, um, and lots of things before I actually made the leap. Lots of things were happening in my life. My husband had lost his job twice. I was in a full-time therapy practice, and my mother, who was ill, was living with us.
Oh, I think I knew you then. Yes.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, yeah. And it was very, very stressful because with my husband not working and me with my therapy practice, and then with, taking care of my mom, it was a lot of pressure for myself. Um, and, thank God, of course, we had funds to be able to, help us through, but it was very stressful. And so we I had to draw on my grounding skills to really know that we were going to be okay. So I meditated a lot, I breathed a lot, I meditated a lot. I just found I just found ways to be able to just stop and have a pocket of time for myself to breathe and just be with me.
Interesting. Hmm.
Yeah, in order for me to sustain, all the things that I was juggling. And then what happened was when my mom passed away in 2012, which was also, a huge stressor, so not just taking care of her, but also, she passed away 2012, but very peacefully, and I was very grateful that I was able to be with her until her last breath. But my husband still hadn't found a job. And what happened was I had to let go of my therapy clients because of the care that I needed to do for my mom and all the things that I juggled. So here I was thinking, okay, now what do I do? Build my practice back up. Was that really what I wanted to do? Um, and I really listened within, and I knew that I really wanted to start my own coaching business. And so I didn't right away. I knew that I needed to, build up some funds. So I was able to work full time in at an army base. And I got that job so quickly, and my husband still wasn't working. And mind you, bless the soldiers and the army for what they do to protect our country. But it was a whole different culture for me, as you can
I can
imagine.
imagine. Did you do therapy there?
I
Was
was
that a
doing
thing?
counseling. I was doing counseling for the soldiers, and I was also supporting the higher level officers. So I was doing both. And
Interesting.
yeah, it was very interesting. And I think because of the culture and how I had never, my son's in the Air Force. I don't, and he's not living with me, so I didn't know what it was really like to be in a culture of the military. I found out. And it was very stressful in a lot of ways because it was so structured. And so I worked there for 5 years, and every day I had to first of all meditate, ground myself, and remember why I
Interesting.
was there. Yes, and that helped me to be in touch with me and my energy, as you would say, and really know that I was grounded enough to know that I was there for my purpose because it happened so quickly. I got that job in less than a month. It
Mm,
happened so quickly, so I knew it was something that I was supposed to be doing, and I did the work that I was supposed to do, and I felt really good about me being on that mission, but in a very grounded way. Because when I was meeting with soldiers and their families, I had to be grounded,
mm,
right? So I really learned. I think that was my uh, what's the word? I was able to just really learn 100% how it was important to ground myself and
mm,
be in touch with me and be aware of my thoughts. And if I was going into notice that I was going into a stressful mode, I would know and feel it and use the tools. And
mm.
so, yeah, and it was really, I mean, I'm grateful for that job, and I'm grateful that I was able to be in a place that really catapulted me to learn how to ground in a culture that was very, very structured.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
That's really interesting. So that experience, those tools that you developed for yourself is now what you are focused on sharing with these busy women who, like me, I just went through this period of like, wow, who feel that on a regular basis and don't yet have those tools.
right. Hmm. Yes.
What a wonderful thing, because you can use that sense of grounding to take a minute or 30 minutes, whatever your pockets are, tune back in once you know how, and you can be more present at work, make better decisions, and be more present with your children and your loved ones,
Mhm. Yes.
make better choices there as well. What a beautiful service, Bessie.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It it really feels like it's my wheelhouse now. I mean, I really feel that that's the niche that I'm in, and I'm so grateful having the educational background that I have to be able to use a lot of that in my coaching with my clients, along with my spiritual training that I have as well. So it's a great combination of both to be able to do what I'm doing. Yeah.
Well, so we're going to talk some more about all this for everybody who's listening. I want to invite those of you who are listening live, go ahead and jump in and ask some questions. If you're watching the replay, ask some questions, make some comments, let us know that you're here. I'll check in a few minutes. I'm getting better at this technology. If we're on Zoom and checking Facebook Live, it's a little tricky, but I think I can do it. So ask your questions, post your comments, and Bessie can get back to you. But also, if you're interested, I know that Bessie has a free meditation on her website. So just a little infomercial right now about that, and then we're going to keep talking about this wonderful uh, offer, just we're going to find out some more about the women who you work with, or some examples and types of people. You don't have to give specifics.
Mhm.
So can you tell people about your free meditation and how they can get it?
Okay, excuse me, I had to drink some water to keep on talking. Okay, so the meditation is called Creating Inner Peace, and it's a meditation that you can listen to in the morning, or before you go to bed, or in the middle of the day when you need to just chill. So it's a great meditation. I think it's 18 minutes, and I
Oh,
think
nice.
taking 18 minutes of your life to create that, I think is, you can have that time. Excuse me, I need to get more water. Excuse me.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me.
That's okay. It's interesting what happens with the throat chakra when we start talking about our
I
work.
I, I
Something's
know.
clearing.
I know. Let me.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I love it.
Um, okay. Mm, thank you. Okay, I'm back.
So this wonderful 18-minute free meditation, by the way, if you're interested, you can get a chance to have an experience with Bessie in that way. You can just download it. Where do people go to get it?
So on my website, it's Bessie, BesseEstonactoc.com, BessieEstonactoc.com. And what either I can put my link to my website.
It's
Yeah.
here. It's in the
Okay.
description, so people should be able
Okay,
to find it.
perfect.
But
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
always good for you to spell it out, just because what the heck.
Yeah.
Estonactac. Estonoctac. I got it right the second
There you
time.
go. You got it.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, so thank you for sharing that. We'll talk about it again before we get off. But
Mhm.
right now, what I'm curious about is, let's give some of our listeners an example. It doesn't have to be a real person, but a type of woman who might be having this experience. What's going on in her life? Why would somebody reach out to you, Bessie?
Well, so I'll give an example. I have a client who's making multi six figures, and
Wow.
she's very successful, at what she does, because that's her niche, that's her wheelhouse, and she's really, really, really good at it. And but she's experiencing a lot of stress with just managing everything and the personalities of the people that she works with.
Oh, interesting.
And yeah, and she also has some health issues. Um, and so I've been working with her for a few months now, and I think the most important thing to understand is we are a product of our past, of where
Mhm.
we've come from, our childhood, or maybe experiences that have happened in the past. And I've helped to create the space, not just for this client, but others who are, I guess, how would you put it, are kind of running on their default of what they know,
Mhm.
and whether it's, fear of making a mistake, fear of pleasing, fear of whatever it is. And
Mhm.
I find it really interesting that clients don't see those blind spots,
It's just
and
what they know. It's just
right,
who
it's
they
what they
are.
know. Yes, that it's what they know. And
Ah,
so when I work with them, I really feel it's important to create this safe space for them to be able to share what's going on in their lives. And when I mirror back to them what they're mentioning to me, and then, kind of look at it from a different perspective, they go, oh, you're right. Yeah, that is right. I'm kind of
mhm.
living that same story here right now, at my job, or at home. and or my thoughts to myself and the way that I speak to myself. And when they can learn how to, first of all, I think it's important that grounding, I have this new affirmation that I need to write up. When they can ground down enough, they can power up.
Oh, interesting.
So when they've learned to calm themselves, because when there's things that have happened in life, you're on our nervous system can be on defense, fight or flight, and
Mhm.
learning how to be able to ground yourself enough to relax the nervous system and using the tools that I share with them, then we can move forward to really look at, okay, so what are some things that are stories that are going on that are getting in the way of you being present with yourself. And when we go through that process, I mean, I've seen clients that I've worked with who are just more present with themselves, that have made such awesome shifts and changes where, they feel good about who they are. They're trusting their intuition more. They're feeling grounded enough to say, I'm making this decision and I'm feeling good about it because I feel good about who I am, and grounded in
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Um, does that answer your question?
Yeah, so what I got is with this particular example, the woman you described, that she doing really well in the world. She's doing really well in the world, but she didn't know about her blind spots that were creating the stress within her. And by working with you, you're able to help her and probably everyone you work with become more aware or aware of
Hmm.
things that's going on inside that's creating that stress. And then I'm assuming you also teach people like breath work or something, those kinds of
Yes.
things.
Breath work, and I'm a hypnotherapist too, so I
Mm.
use hypnosis in my sessions, and some clearing energies to be able to help them uh, learn learn the tools, learn to breathe, and be able to ground down enough to feel in their everyday life that they are in charge of their managing their thoughts, and so that they can create the intentions every day of how they want to be able to maneuver in their day.
Mhm. Beautiful.
Hmm.
So, Bessie, you have used this term ground down multiple
Hmm.
times while we've
Hmm.
been here together.
Hmm.
I get the idea of connecting to the earth and coming back to the present moment. I have never heard those words put together, ground down. Is there more to what you're speaking to other than being present and connecting to the earth? Is that what you mean, or is it something else and more?
um it's that, and grounding could be in so many different forms, but what I like to use with my clients is breathing, using visualization, and imagining themselves, say, like a tree, and the roots are coming down from their root chakra, going all the way down. I lead them in through a meditation. And when you understand that our thoughts are energy, right? I mean, we can feel happy or you can feel sad, and you can feel the energy in our body. And when you can tune into grounding and really create that intention to ground with seeing, if you can see, or creating the intention that I'm going to use my body and imagine that I'm a tree and grounding down into the earth. uh, it's that feeling of knowing and feeling that you really are grounded, because just like the earth is energy, we are energy, and when we can mesh the both together and create that intention, you can really feel that grounding energy. So, and I mean, grounding can be even dancing, or gardening. What brings you back to the present moment so you're not feeling wobbly in your thinking? What can really allow you to feel like okay, my body is feeling calm enough so that I can move on to what I need to do next. And so I teach a lot about that, learning how to be able to find ways and tools to help them ground. But the biggest one for me is learning how to be able to um, use your breath and ground down all the way to Mother Earth and really feel that energy and connect with that energy with Mother Earth.
That's beautiful. As you were talking, what came to mind for me was a hummingbird versus a tree. And both are nature and both are doing exactly what they're here to do. And humans, I think, are somewhere in between. But sometimes we're in the hummingbird. Like I think of a hummingbird as this little thing who's going like this.
Mhm.
And it's like this is like stress to me. It's like, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that. I've only got so much time, so I got to go here and I got to go there. And it's like this is what's happening in your system. Is this hummingbird kind of thing over out of control? Whereas what you're describing, especially with the imagery of the roots, is balancing back to something that has us get to center so that we can move forward from that centered place when we're ready as a human,
Mhm.
because we're not going to stay here connected to just the earth without moving like a tree. We're going to be rooted moving forward like a human anyway.
Right. No, exactly. And when you can feel, for example, if you're really rooting down like a tree, you're feeling solid within yourself just like a tree. When it's a strong tree, you can't go like this and it goes down. It's like you feel solid in yourself enough to say, okay, I got this, I can do this, and then you move forward. Because if your thoughts are wobbly and you're going, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Oh my God, I have to. And they're thinking maybe future thinking like, oh, I got to cook dinner, or I have to do this, or I have to finish that. Then they're not here right now to ground themselves enough to say, okay, wait, stop. What's the most important thing to do right this moment, here
Mm-hmm,
right now? Because
mm-hmm.
I love the saying, life is a series of moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we can only control this moment here right now with whatever you need to do. And for me, being with you here right now, I can't think about what I'm going to cook for dinner. Well, actually, my husband cooks, so what I'm going to eat for dinner.
Yay for husbands who cook.
I know.
I want one
Yeah.
of those.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I appreciate that. And I got distracted for a moment because I wanted to check over on Facebook to see if we had any comments. Now, let me just say this for those of you, if you have written some comments and I didn't see them, it's nothing personal. I think if so, I'm going to check again when we're done because I didn't see any comments, but I know that some people are watching this. So hello to everybody who's watching. Comment and say that you're here. Let us know something that you're getting out of this experience. And of course, if you have a question for Bessie, please ask it. And we'll be checking again once we wrap this up in a few minutes. We'll go over to the Facebook page and check on your comments. But anyhow, as you were just talking about that, Bessie, I was like doing these two things.
That's okay.
Okay, this is not how I want to live.
I couldn't
Oh
even
my gosh. Oh. So, okay. So I know that we've shared a bit about you. You've gotten a chance to share about you and your clients, and we told people once about your free meditation. If you weren't here listening, if you didn't hear that, Bessie has a wonderful, actually 18-minute meditation that you can get on her website, Bessie Estonactoc. I need to just not think about it.
So
Bessie
think of the word knock and the word
uh,
talk, and then put
Bessie
Esto in front of it.
Bessie Estonactoc
Yep.
.com. So go
Mhm.
there. The link is, if you reach down, the link is down there somewhere in the description that I posted with this, so you can find it and go straight there. Get her free meditation so you can experience the relaxation that she has to offer. And is there anything else you want to say about your services? Anything else that you think is important to include here for people?
Well, first of all, a quote came to me that I wanted to really share. And I don't know if I have it specifically, but it's really remembering that we are spiritual beings living a human existence. And the clients, the women that I work with, have some sort of intuitive knowing, and they really want to be able to learn how to be able to do that as well in working with me. And so and that's where my spiritual teaching
Mm,
coaching comes into the picture. And I want to say that that's the really important piece here is how to be able to really understand that this human vessel that we have is not just who we are. We are spiritual beings, and learning how to be able to integrate that with when we're working with my clients, and really learning how to hone in on their inner knowing and their intuition has been really helpful for them. And
mm,
I really, if you're listening in and you really know that you have this intuitive knowing, but you want to hone in and learn how to be able to create more peace and calm in your life, because you have to be that in order to trust your inner knowing.
mm.
It works together. Then I would, love to be able to work with you. And I have on my website, I do have some services that I provide, one-to-one services. So I work with women one-to-one with a program that I have, or I have private sessions, or my Reiki sessions that I have there as well. So uh, look at my website, pick up the audio, and then if you're interested in having a clarity call with me or a discovery call, please reach out. I'd love to be able to talk with you to see if maybe we are a fit to work together.
Okay,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. So if you're really busy, stressed out, juggling too many things, reach out to Bessie. If you are thinking you're intuitive and you've got some stuff that you want to tap into, but you're having a hard time tapping into it because you're doing like this, like the like that, you know what you got
Like
that.
the
Yeah,
like
the hummingbird.
the
Yeah,
hummingbird.
exactly. Reach out to Bessie. If you just love Bessie, like I do, Bessie is wonderful, and you feel like you want to hang out with her some, and she could help you with whatever, reach out to Bessie because she really is a treat. And I so appreciate you being here with us today, Bessie, on this Real Women, Real Purpose talk show.
Thank you, Kathryn. I was honored to really be here. So thank you very much for having me. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And before I do my closing thing, and is there any, do you feel complete or is there any last thing that you want to say?
Um, hmm. I think I feel complete. I feel complete. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
All right. So thank you to those of you who are live. Again, please let us know that you're here watching it live or watching the replay. And this is a Real Women, Real Purpose talk show where I get to interview, and Jenny Robertson gets to interview real women who have a real purpose. And we're part of the On Purpose Woman global community. And tomorrow, which is Tuesday, July 13th, Jenny Robertson will be back at 2 p.m. Eastern, and she'll be interviewing Dora Vilk Shapira, who is an author. She's written some really cool books, and she's going to talk about how you can use descriptive words to create a narrative for your story or to define your business. So that sounds super interesting. There's a list of all of our upcoming Real Women, Real Purpose talk show topics in the June, July. Am I reading the right? No, it's the July, August. I've written the wrong thing in this document that I referred to. In the July, August issue of the On Purpose Woman magazine. To read that magazine, which is absolutely brilliant, go to opwgc.com and click on magazine, or onpurposewomanmagazine.com. both get you there. If you loved this interview and want to share it with your friends, please do so. You'll find this interview and replays of all of our past interviews on the On Purpose Woman Global Community YouTube channel. So go to YouTube, type in On Purpose Woman Global Community, sign up, subscribe, and look at some of the amazing interviews that we've already done. You'll be able to share this interview from there in the next 48 hours. I'll post it over there. You can also share it from Facebook as well. And I'll be back on this Thursday, July 15th, to interview Christy Sullivan about how you can stop overworking and start overflowing. So I'll see you then.
Bye, everyone.